I'm gonna go get these kids, man. I'm gonna go get these kids, bro. I'm talking to the lawyers. Oh, I could be home. I could be home when I see my kids. Come talk to me. You don't know.
The calm before the firestorm. Kim Kardashian once vowed never to drag the father of her children through the mud. Tonight, that promise is hanging by a thread. Because behind the marble halls of Hidden Hills, Kim and her mother, Kris Jenner, are preparing something so explosive it could strip Kanye West, now insisting everyone call him yeah, of every unsupervised minute he still has with their 4 kids. Insiders whisper about private recordings, eyewitness affidavits, and behavior so reckless it left even veteran Kardashian lawyers speechless.
Kanye West live on the internet crashing out over child custody.
And as a leader, I'm saying, how am I supposed to lead y'all if I don't got my kids with me to continue what we're doing? I ain't got no motherfucking legacy.
And if a single line of that evidence lands in court, it won't just bruise Ye's ego. It could end his rights as a father. But before you choose sides, hear the whole story, because every twist makes the next one hit harder. The custody battle turns nuclear divorce papers were filed in 2021, but the real fight began when the ink dried. California's joint custody playbook gave Kanye generous visitation until he started treating court orders like optional opinions. According to one source close to the case, Kim kept quiet for months, documenting everything: late-night rants, missed pickups, unapproved social media posts starring the kids. Then Kris Jenner swooped in. She's weathered scandals, from a leaked tape to a Tristan Thompson cheating montage.
So why the f*** you think I'll be spazzing out?
The rapper's face was covered with a black mask during the wild rant, which seemed to come during a listening event for his upcoming album, WW3, which he said himself will have a, quote, anti-Semitic sound.
But the prospect of Kanye live-streaming parental chaos sent the momager into full crisis mode. She hired 2 additional law firms, a retired family court judge as private advisor, and a veteran PR fixer whose resume includes political campaigns and billion-dollar mergers. Their mission? Prove that Kanye's spiraling behavior poses imminent risk. If the court agrees, supervised visits become the default, and unsupervised time disappears overnight.
I'm going hard, yo. I'm just waking up every day, thinking of new ideas.
I feel like I have a responsibility to fight for creativity.
I didn't want to have children with this person after the first 2 months of being with her.
But it wasn't just messy. It was personal. Northwest and the Broken Agreement. When Ye uploaded an unfinished track featuring 10-year-old North's singing, the internet thought it was cute. Kim did not. Months earlier, they'd signed a written pact. No commercial appearances, no brand deals, and definitely no music releases involving the children until they turn 18. Ye's defense on Instagram Live? I'm the genius parent. Contracts don't apply to art. Lawyers see it differently. Child labor statutes, privacy rights, and a broken confidentiality clause all collide here. Kim's legal team filed a sealed motion the next morning, citing parental exploitation. Translation: he just handed them Exhibit A. For Kim, the heartbreak hit deeper. North didn't grasp publishing splits, royalty trails, or the permanence of the internet.
And in the weeks since this disturbing interview with DJ Academics, it's reported that Ye's ex, Kim Kardashian, is looking into cutting off his access to their 4 kids. Last week, Kanye claimed he hadn't seen his oldest boy, Saint, since 2024.
She just wanted dad's approval. That innocence, weaponized for hype, pushed Kim one step closer to court-ordered boundaries. But that was only the beginning. I should have had kids with Paris Hilton. Weeks later, Kanye popped up on a low-resolution live stream from a dim LA warehouse, riffing about fashion, the Illuminati, and, out of nowhere, Paris Hilton. Should have had babies with Paris. He laughed. I don't half the hotels by now. The clip rocketed across X and TikTok, clocking 50 million views in 24 hours, Because nothing says fatherly love like telling the world your existing kids were Plan B. Commenters gasped. Kim's camp screenshotted everything. Family law experts say such verbal hits can sway judges, especially when they demean the children's mother and undermine the kid's sense of security.
This white woman and this white family have the control of these highly influential black kids. Now it's like it's war.
I'm in charge. I'm in charge of my legacy.
That it's like not letting me see my kids, the Kardashians bullying me, not letting me see my kids.
Worse, Kanye's remark triggered Paris Hilton's own fan base, who flooded timelines with reminders that Paris once employed Kim as an assistant, adding humiliation to injury. For the Kardashians, disrespect is annoying. For a custody judge, it's revealing. And the comments only got more disturbing. Oversharing North's medical struggles. 1 month later, a casual sidewalk video surfaced. Yeah, flanked by 4 yes men, venting about talk show clowns who mispronounced North's name. Mid-rant, he blurted, "They don't know she's dyslexic, or that she battles bowel issues." Instantly, a private medical file became global gossip. Pediatric specialists slammed the breach. Parents of neurodivergent kids called it emotional sabotage. North, old enough to hold an iPad, watched classmates share the clip in real time. Kim's lawyers seized on a single phrase, best interest standard.
A source told ET in March, Kim's priority is the well-being and safety of her children and to protect them from being around Kanye's controversial behavior.
Judges weigh it every time a custody order is challenged, revealing a child's diagnosis to score rhetorical points? That's Exhibit B, and maybe Kim's final straw. But while Kanye was unraveling online, Kim was stepping back into a spotlight she never wanted to revisit. The Paris robbery trial resurfaces rewind to 2016. Kim bound with zip ties, 2 a.m., a pistol inches from her temple. 9 years later, French prosecutors finally assembled the so-called Grandpa Gang, thieves aged 60 to 81. One defendant even penned a memoir titled "I Kidnapped Kim Kardashian," bragging about dumping a 24K diamond necklace in the gutter as he fled on a stolen bike. This spring, Kim flew to Paris to testify. Flashbulbs popped, Kanye's antics trended. But in courtroom 16, she was just a voice quivering through memories of believing she might never see her children again.
It does make you put things in perspective. You have no idea what it really is like until you go through it yourself.
It sucks, you know, when someone doesn't see how different they are. You'll always, hope that you'll see a glimpse of them. And, I hope I do.
Trauma therapists call it re-exposure therapy under oath. The juxtaposition couldn't be louder. A mother reliving armed terror while the children's father live streams conspiracy rants. Public sentiment swung. Suddenly, Kim wasn't a reality TV mogul chasing attention. She was a survivor trying to protect her kids. But while Kim faced old ghosts, another Kardashian storyline was quietly catching fire. Kylie and Timothy. A new power play enter Kylie Jenner and actor Timothée Chalamet, the most unexpected couple since Kourtney and Travis Barker's punk rock PDA. Paparazzi lenses caught them ring shopping on the left bank, then touring $25 million Tuscan villas. Rumor, engagement by summer. Kris smelled opportunity. Wedding exclusives can command 8-figure streaming deals, if cameras roll. Yet Kylie, scarred by her last on-screen breakup, wants an unplugged ceremony or none at all. Timothy? Hollywood's patron saint of privacy. That clash set up a silent tug-of-war. Mother-manager versus billionaire baby of the family.
Let's turn to a co-parenting feud between Kim Kardashian and ex-husband Kanye West. It stems from his new track featuring daughter North and incarcerated Diddy.
Why does this matter to Kim versus Kanye? Because while Kris marshals a new blockbuster event, she's simultaneously bankrolling the legal siege against Ye. Money from one headline funds the lawyers behind another. For Kris, every storyline is a revenue stream and leverage. And while Kris is drafting contracts, she's also orchestrating a war Kanye never saw coming. Kris Jenner, the silent general. In public, Kris speaks in polished sound bites. We just want what's best for the kids. In private, sources say she operates like a 4-star general. Confidential meetings in a Malibu bunker-style office, burner phones, NDAs thicker than law textbooks. Her new strategy: flood the docket. File motion after motion until Ye's team either settles or implodes under legal fees. Simultaneously, her PR squad seeds flattering op-eds about Kim's unwavering resilience, while influencers repost Kanye's most erratic quotes with zero context, letting the words condemn themselves. Result? Google Trends now shows Kanye unfit father, spiking 4,000% since January. Sponsors distance themselves. Music festival invites dry up. Every lost gig equals fewer resources to fight in court.
She raps, and I mean, she's been on a stage with her dad for sure.
The song, called Lonely Roads Still Go to Sunshine, starts with what sounds like a jailhouse call with Diddy.
Thank you so much for just taking care of my kids.
Kris isn't just winning in family law, she's starving the opposition. But not every Kardashian is fighting on the front lines. Rob Kardashian, the quiet one with quiet power. Rob vanished from Keeping Up years ago, citing depression and weight struggles. But absence doesn't mean irrelevance. According to a leaked internal memo, Rob was appointed CFO of Kardashian Inc. last fall, responsible for tracking licensing revenue from beauty lines, shapewear, NFTs, even Kim's upcoming legal education app. He attends board meetings via encrypted Zoom, rarely turns on his camera, and, per one amused executive, talks like a forensic accountant, not a reality star. It's ironic. The only son escapes the lens, yet handles the money that keeps the lens focused on everyone else. Family critics call it a double standard. Loyalists call it smart risk management. Either way, Rob's quiet stewardship ensures Kris has unlimited cash to funnel into Kim's custody crusade. The sisters bleed for ratings. The brother balances spreadsheets. It's a dynamic no judge will see, but it shapes everything.
Just over 2 minutes later, North raps.
Doing everything I wanted, that's the key to life. When you see me shining, then you see the light.
In a since-deleted tweet, Kanye shared a text exchange allegedly from Kim threatening legal action to block the release of the song.
Conclusion. Who's really in control? Ye insists he's the prophet, censored by a greedy clan. Kim frames herself as a mother shielding 4 young hearts from chaos. Kris treats the entire saga like a chessboard where every pawn is monetized, every scandal weaponized, and where checkmate is determined in court filings, not tabloids. So, who wins? Maybe nobody. Maybe the only victory is sparing North, Saint, Chicago, and Psalm from a spotlight bright enough to scorch. But one truth looms over the drama. Secrets rarely stay buried in Calabasas. If Kris truly goes nuclear, the next leak could end not just a custody fight, but Kanye's carefully cultivated myth of invincibility. Because for the first time in a long time, Ye isn't up against internet haters, TMZ, or even cancel culture. He's up against the one force that built him, boosted him, and now promises to break him: the Kardashian empire itself. Stay tuned. The final reveal might be closer than anyone thinks.